Hey everybody, this is Joseph Pasek, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the On the Mat Wrestling Show, Night 2 of SummerSlam preview with the one and only Hall of Fame referee. Yes, I'm making him into the Fired Up Network Hall of Fame. By the way, there is a $5 charge that, or $5 present that Donnie's going to pay you. All right, so there you go. It's Jimmy Korderas, Night 2 SummerSlam, Night 1. Great. Now let's get to number 2. The Wyatt Six versus Andrade, Ray Phoenix, Do It Yourself, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. Then we got Motor City Machine Guns, the Street Profits, 6-pack tables, ladders, chairs match for the WWE Tag Team titles. Go ahead. Who do you like in this one? This should be a barn burner.
Yeah, no, they're not going to leave anything on the table in this one, including bodies. I mean, we're going to see tables, ladders, and chairs. My only concern here is there being 6 teams in this. There's a lot of bodies in there. And for everybody to get a little piece of the action, a little bit of a shine, it's going to be tough to structure and space that out where it doesn't seem rushed. If you know what I mean, Joe.
Yeah.
That we're, okay, we got to get this in. We got to get that in. Oh, there's no time for everybody to sell and absorb because we got to get to the next guys so they can get some time in this match. There's 6 teams here. That being said, I'm holding out hope that, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff in there that's going to be so entertaining and some moves that unique to tables, ladders, and chairs matches. That's the other thing about it. We've seen so many of them. What do you do that's different that people haven't seen before without actually, causing real bodily harm to each other? That being said, see, this is a toss-up because the team of Andrade and Phoenix is growing on me.
I'm going to pick them.
You're going to pick them?
Yeah.
That's not a bad pick because they are growing and the people are getting on board.
And why I'm picking them? Because every other team won the title. So, and it's a 6-pack challenge. Why it's 6? It just makes sense that they lose in a 6-pack ladder match. So I think, and I talked about it in the last show. Check it out here on the Fired Up Network. More Spanish with Raquel Rodriguez and Perez. This is a Spanish team.
That's true. But then again, the Wyatt Six are now definite heels, and they are heels. They are pretty much heels, and they do have the numbers on their side. So they have the advantage of having members of their entourage interfering, whether that comes into play or not. So I have a feeling that they retain in this one.
Okay. I disagree, but let's see. I got a 1 in 5 chance then, or 6.
Me too.
That's right. All right. This one arguably should be the match of the weekend. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. The only question is, do you take the Intercontinental title after Daddy Dom?
Well, first of all, you're stealing my notes here, Joe. With I said
I've never seen your notes. You have handwriting like a doctor. Should be not a referee, a doctor.
Not even a doctor could read my notes. Anyway, that's how bad my handwriting is. But you're right. This match could steal the weekend. AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio, very underrated with his in-ring ability and his work, because not his wrestling, his work.
Yeah.
And AJ Styles, the veteran, he is, as his name says, phenomenal. That being, again, we talked about in our other preview who needs a win and who doesn't need a win. This is not the right time again for Dom Mysterio to not be Intercontinental Champion. Dom Mysterio needs to retain that championship and continue being the SOB heel that he is, that people really, really dislike. AJ Styles doesn't need this win. He's at the part of his career where him helping elevate other talents like a Dom Mysterio is his place right now. He doesn't need this win because he's bulletproof right now. So I'm going to go with Dom Mysterio in this one in a really, really good match.
I say AJ Styles wins, but not the title, and then they have a rematch at the next Premier Live event. So
okay,
that way they keep, because you want to see these guys have a feud, maybe 2-3 pay-per-view or Premier Live events long, because and if this is not the match of the weekend, this match should be again the match of the weekend. We got Solo Sikoa up against Jacob Fatu in a steel cage for the U.S. title, and boy, these guys, you talk about Sheamus. Me and Sheamus with you, banger after banger after banger after banger. Well, this is going to be it.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys, putting them inside a steel cage, with the theory the steel cage is supposed to keep the participants in and keep others from interfering out. I don't think that's going to help here, because obviously we have the do you call them Bloodline now? I don't know. Is it Bloodline 3.0?
Yeah.
What do you call them now? I'm not sure. But inside a steel cage, this is a perfect atmosphere for these guys to show their aggression. And I have a good feeling that they're going to use the cage for its purpose.
Yeah.
The reason for the cage is not only to keep people in and out, but also to use as a weapon. The cage is the weapon. And I have a feeling that that's going to be instilled in these guys, and they're going to do that in this match. And it's going to look brutal. It's going to look violent. And I would love to pick Jacob Fatu, but I think he's destined for bigger things. So the numbers game will come into play here again, and Solo Sikoa retains.
This match, again, another toss-up, because the argument, because Jacob Fatu can win the championship again. But even if he wins the championship, what are you going to do with the Intercontinental or the U.S. title, right?
Right.
So it's... let's get to the ladies Intercontinental title for the 17th time in a row. Becky Lynch, Laura Valkyria. Is this going to be a blow-off, or do they give the belt back to Laura?
I think there's going to be an interesting person in play here, and that's going to be Bayley, of course. We saw boo-boo face Bayley on Monday night. So
she's going to be coming back as a heel?
I think she actually helps Becky Lynch retain, and that's going to throw people off and go, what? Wait a minute, because her and Lyra have had their issues. What I'd like to see, and I know that Charlotte Flair is tied to Alexa Bliss right now.
Yeah.
So now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that partnership gets dissolved this weekend, and Charlotte again turns a little bit heel. Now Becky is a heel. Bayley sides with Becky Lynch, and we're almost forming a new 4 horsewomen.
Yep. And I got news on that. Well, I'll just spoil it here.
Sure.
If you've seen Charlotte training with somebody, it's The Rock's daughter, Ava. And I could see Ava becoming like, I'm not saying Ronda Rousey, but being the part of the 4 horsewomen, because it's The Rock's daughter. And as you know, The Rock, the final say and all that, probably if he does come back or whatever, he's a monster heel. So that faction with The Rock's daughter, or could be part of, they put Naomi with the Bloodline and then The Rock's daughter with the other group there. So who knows there? But
we got to remember in this match too, there's no disqualifications and no countouts.
So Bayley's going to interfere there. That's guaranteed. All right, another ladies match, women's title on the line. This again should be great. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley versus a champion, Naomi.
Yeah, I would say this one should probably see, it's a toss-up whether this one opens the show or the ladder match, the TLC match, opens the show. I think it might be good to have the women open the show.
Yeah.
Because this one, like you said, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi, this is going to be another hell of a match. And it's triple threat match again. You got to remember, no countouts and no disqualifications there as well. But Naomi is doing a fabulous job in her role right now as a heel. I think she's doing the best work of her career, and I can't see her losing the championship just yet. I see a long title run in the cards for Naomi.
And you got to have a match between Naomi versus her former partner, or who you're going to see. These guys have to have a feud there. They have to have a feud. Naomi, forget about Jade Cargill, for 1 second.
Yeah.
Naomi did it to her best friend or whatever you want to call it. So that
Mhm.
that feud should start maybe after SummerSlam and everything like that.
Yep.
But now we get to the main event of the 2 nights. John Cena, 17-time champion, versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight, another street fight, so no rules, no nothing, for the undisputed championship. Who you got in this one? And better yet, not who you got, who makes the return?
I smell what you're cooking there, Joe.
Yeah.
I think
Finally.
finally,
Yeah.
yes. See, I know a lot of people are expecting Cody to win back the championship or maybe a double turn here, which is one of the hardest things to do in pro wrestling is to successfully pull off a double turn. I don't
The
think.
best double turn was Bret Hart and Stone Cold.
Yep. And again, that was because it was organic. It wasn't because people were expecting it or wanting it. So right now, Cody is not right for. Eventually, he will turn heel. I don't know what the big rush is for everybody that wanting him to turn heel right now, immediately. There's still a lot of meat left on that babyface bone for Cody Rhodes. So again, not the right time. I know people are saying, well, John Cena has to turn babyface before he retires. Does he? Does he really have to?
He doesn't really have to, but here, since you brought this up, I wasn't going to say this.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say this because I know last time I said it, Donnie jumped on me like crazy. So his last scheduled match will happen, I think, December 13th or something, Saturday night main event
in Boston.
In Boston. So
Hometown.
there's no way he's going to lose the title. Okay, I believe that Cena is faced by then, December. He retains the title, and guess what? The next Premier Live event is the Royal Rumble, where in Saudi Arabia, where they love stars and they love big stuff happening and all that. I could see the winner of the Royal Rumble becoming the new heavyweight champion. And last time you were on, I said it, and Donnie was like, I'm telling you, my name is the president of the province of Canada. I will come and not be elected for another term if that happen. If that doesn't happen, put it that way. I believe I have my little birdies, and I know you have little birdies too, and that could change, but I think that's the direction they're going.
Okay, that's one direction. I'm going to paint another little scenario for you. Let's say John Cena continues his title run to that Saturday night's main event as a heel, retains the championship, and the final boss shows up and saying, you have fulfilled your duties. Now it's time to ride off into the sunset. So hand the title to where it belongs. And John looks at the final boss, and much like Cody did here in Toronto at Elimination Chamber, says, Rock, go yourself. And that's when he goes out as the baby face.
So I'm going to just give devil's advocate there. There's no way in blue hell that The Rock will show up on a Saturday night main event. That's all I'm saying. If it's a pay-per-view Premier Live event, even on Raw, but he will not. He will not show up on Saturday night main event.
Not on NBC?
Not on CBC. All right? Even though he played in Canada and he loves Toronto and all that, but it's interesting to see what they do. They talk about the 17-time champion. Mm-hmm. What's stopping them from making him an 18-time, 19-time, 20-time champion?
Really nothing, but I don't know. 17 is a nice number.
Yeah,
Wendell Clark.
Yeah. But for Jewish people, 18 is life. So like high. And I'm not saying Cena's Jewish, but like if you want to go with, he's all over the world. Mm-hmm. So that's all. But I like that. Hopefully they don't flip-flop the titles. Like, okay, it's Premier Live event August 31st. Okay, he wins the title. He loses it at Survivor Series. He wins it back at Saturday night. Like, I would say, I love Wendell Clark. I would say 18 is a good number.
Okay. Jim McKinney, is that who it was?
Yeah, Jim McKinney. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we're going way back, and people are thinking, who the hell are these guys talking
But
about?
if you're going to see nice number 19, Jose Batista. So,
Okay.
and 20, Josh Donaldson. Right?
There you go.
21, Boyer Salming.
Boyer Salming, of course.
Yeah, I like 21. That's my
Tiger
favorite.
Williams after that. You know what I mean?
Tiger Williams.
Eddie Shack, 23.
Exactly.
Okay, we can go on and on. I know that.
Yeah, go on and on. So, but anyways, all right. Who do you like in this match? And that's it.
Okay, I'm going to Cena retains.
Cena retains, and what happens with Cody Rhodes? He takes another loss, and then he goes back to think, or actually make some movies, because there's already talk of that, and go back. Maybe he has a change of heart.
Not yet. I don't think he has a change of heart yet. I think there will be somebody in play here. Someone we're not expecting, or maybe are expecting.
Don't tell me it's Travis Scott again.
No, it better not be him. If it's him, I'll smack him in the eardrum.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. All right. So, SummerSlam, notoriously, is probably the second biggest, I'm going to say, pay-per-view and all that. Yeah. Before we close it out, give me your SummerSlam, in your eyes, the greatest moment for SummerSlam. I know what you're going to say. Macho Man and Elizabeth's wedding.
I don't know about that.
Come on, Jimmy. We set it up with talking about Hogan and all that. We got to end off in a great thing. Come on.
Yeah, that's got to be probably one of the most memorable, if not the most memorable.
No, but for you, seriously.
For me, Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, 1992.
Yeah, Brett the Bulldog.
Marks the 38th annual. 38th SummerSlam.
I know.
It's unbelievable. All right, so Jimmy, tell everybody how they could get a hold of you on social media and Huge Pop Show, because I'm contracted to Donnie.
Okay. Yeah, obviously, right here on the Fired Up Network, you can catch Donnie DeSilva and I on Huge Pop Radio. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter is at Jimmy Korderas. Instagram is at Real Jimmy Korderas, where I do my ref and rants from Monday to Friday. Little critiques here and there that I think might help. And if you don't agree, too bad, you're wrong.
All right, and check out Huge Pop Radio. And I think this time I wanted Donnie on, but he was hanging around with Dominic Mysterio doing episode 41. So check that out also, and check out Super Kick as well. All right, thanks a lot, Jimmy.
No problem, Joe.